In 1870, two German researchers named Hitzig and Fritsch electrically stimulated the brains of dogs, demonstrating that certain portions of the brain were the centers of motor function. The American Dr. Robert Bartholow, within 4 years, demonstrated that the same was true of human beings. By the turn of the century in Germany, Fedor Krauss was able to do a systematic electrical mapping of the human brain using conscious patients undergoing brain surgery. That's from Chapter 10 of Mass Control, Engineering Human Consciousness by the late, great Jim Keith. Hello and welcome to another edition of the Stench of Truth. In answer to a video response to my last video on chemtrails, which, in case you haven't rewatched that, we've pretty much identified the material that I found in that video as being water crystals, which is something that would be used in lawn patch material in order to capture and hold water to allow for it to then be, released back into the environment, which presumably would allow the grass, the ability to have access to water, while it's trying to grow. So I'm satisfied that that's what that was. So just wanted to say that very quickly. Now, one of the people who posted a video response to that video asked me to do a video about Alex Jones, and they commented on the fact that there are a lot of people who have come out and said that Alex Jones is a Jesuit, and I've also heard Alex Jones being described as a Zionist and a Jesuit coadjutor, or whatever that happens to be. And I thought to myself, rather than do a video about Alex Jones specifically, I'd like to do a video about alternative media in general and about some of the people that you might run across in your travels in order to try and understand what the truth is. And, whatever it is that you're investigating, whatever it is that you have questions about, there are people out there who seem to want to provide you with the answers that you seek. Now, one thing is true. The mainstream media is filled with lies, disinformation, and misinformation. However, if you devote some time to watch it, and you know what you're doing, you can glean from it information that is important, okay? But if you are not prepared to do that, I suggest that you do not put any of your time and energy into the mainstream media, because all you will do is falsely allow them to indicate that they have some sense of purpose because so many people watch them. So unless you're schooled in how to do that, I would suggest staying away from it altogether. Especially if you are not completely sure of how and why to react to propaganda and how to protect yourself from being controlled by it. The same is exactly true for quote-unquote alternative media sources. The vast majority of people in this country who go to alternative media sources do so because the mainstream media does not talk about the topics that they're interested in. And they blindly and stupidly fucking believe that the alternative media outlets will then give them the other side of the picture in a totally unbiased fashion, so that they can then have access to the quote-unquote truth, okay? There is no source of information that you can find that is going to be totally unbiased, that does not have its own fucking agenda. Simple, period, end of fucking discussion. Now that goes for Alex Jones, that goes for everybody else. Anybody you might want to come across. I'll name some names for you. Alex Jones, Webster Griffin Tarpley, Dr. Bill Deagle and his show, Dr. Stanley Monteith, Jack McLam, the ex-cop, Ted Gunderson, the ex-FBI agent, Alan Watt, Jordan Maxwell, Michael Tessarion, George Norrie Coast to Coast, or David Icke. Okay? And there are many more that I could name, but these are some of the bigger names that you'll come across. You know, and which one of them should you listen to? Which one of them should you go to for your alternative news, quote unquote, to find the quote unquote truth, to get behind the real story, to understand what's really going on? The answer is none of them, or all of them. You have to be absolutely discerning in your own self. I can look at every one of those people, and I can listen to their shows and watch their videos and read their stuff, and I can take away information from them. And I could cohere it all together into something that I can paste together and see as a broad outline of what I think is going on in this fucking world. But if you think that your answer lies in following any one of these people, or any two of these people, or even all of them, blindly, without using your own fucking common sense and your own goddamn brain, then you're just stupid. You're just fucking stupid. And there's no help for you. So, if you sit and listen to Alex Jones every fucking day, and you just believe everything he says without doing any research yourself, you're a fucking moron. Same goes if you listen to any of these other people. Jordan Maxwell, whoever, David Icke, it doesn't make any fucking difference. Okay? But does that mean that you need to throw them all out completely? No. Just like I said before about the mainstream media. It can be used. You can use that to gain information if you know what you're doing. The same thing has to be said for alternative media. You can't just blindly believe whatever it is anybody is shoving into your fucking face. Okay? Now, what's your topic of du jour? I've been involved in conspiracy theorist research for years. For years. Some of you people may be new to this and have absolutely no idea what you are fucking getting into. And let me tell you, it's not fun because a lot of times you don't get the answers that you want. And more often than not, you never have an answer you're satisfied with. All you end up doing is continuing to fucking study. So what ends up happening is, if you are like me, you take little bits and pieces of information from wherever you can fucking find it, and you put together some kind of fucking ripped up tapestry of bullshit, all patched together, ugly as hell, that makes some fucking sense to you in your mind. And I might get a little gem here, and a little bit there, and a little bit over there, from this guy, from that guy, whatever. I don't listen to any of them unbiasedly. I don't think any of them are out for my total aggrandizement. They have their own fucking agendas. Either they're in it to make money, or they want to have followers, or they want power, they want respect, whatever, it doesn't matter. They think they have the answer to everything. Well, look, what's your thing? Are you into the New World Order, the UN, the North American Union, any of these things? You know,